This is the Khoodeelaar television channel, broadcasting under the banner of Baby Angel Geronimo editions, Baby Angel Geronimo manifesto editions, Baby Angel Geronimo campaign, witness evidence editions. Baby Angel Geronimo is the alpaca that is a member of the camelid family that is very similar looking to camels, generally overall smaller than the camel. Baby Angel Geronimo is the Geronimo who was born and brought up by a woman called Leonie Walker in New Zealand, I think about 10 years ago. And Baby Angel Geronimo was invited, let's say, by a woman who breeds alpacas. And lives in South Gloucestershire in southwest England in the United Kingdom. Now, as soon as Baby Angel Geronimo arrived in the UK, he was targeted. He was targeted by the corrupt, the depraved, the cruel, the evil, the dystopian UK central government department called DEFRA. And Baby Angel Geronimo was accused of being infected with bovine tuberculosis. And that was the pretext, that was the excuse that the evilness, depraved DEFRA used for years to justify harassing Baby Angel Geronimo and harassing Helen MacDonald for daring to deny the lies the depraved DEFRA was issuing. So Baby Angel Geronimo is the witness to everything that is bad about the United Kingdom state, everything that is corrupt about the mentality of Little England. Because in the particular exchanges, in the particular additions to the propaganda against Baby Angel Geronimo, the depraved DEFRA was aided and abetted by the mainstream media. For example, the comments that were made against the Baby Angel Geronimo were motivated by a cruel, evil dislike of the existence of the Baby Angel Geronimo. It is the kind of people that made the comments against Baby Angel Geronimo are the ones that also like the organized massacres of innocent foxes by organized murdering gangs, including by brainwashed and ill-trained dogs. The Baby Angel Geronimo is a witness to the dysfunction, is a witness to the unfitness for purpose, objectively defined, of every organ of the state, the media, the parliament, the executive, and the judiciary. Now we became aware of the baby angel Geronimo's fight against the injustice, against the criminality and evilness and dystopian program being promoted by the depraved DEFRA sometime in 2021. And as soon as we access the facts that had preceded that time, the facts of Helen MacDonald fighting a very unequal fight against the might of the UK state, the might of the media, the might of the judiciary, the might of the parliament that is completely, absolutely unfit. Now this broadcast is being made by me, Muhammad Haque, just after 0500 hours GMT on Friday the 28th of June 2024. Now this is only less than a week before the 4th of July scheduled general election. But in the run-up to the election, the so-called debates that have been staged between the sunk Rishi Sunak, the incumbent in the post of British Prime Minister, and Keir Starmer, the political murderer of the Labour Party. The debates have been staged mainly by the television outlets, mainstream television outlets. But the actual agenda, the actual contents of the debates are totally devoid of any connection with the reality of life as experienced by ordinary people, most of the people in the country. And most of the people in England are brainwashed under the framework of Little England, which in our description means that there is no world. The world does not exist outside England. That is what we compress it to. That Little England means that only England is the planet, the world. Baby angel Geronimo was lovingly raised by a woman dedicated to loving and caring, breeding, and looking after of animals, Leonie Walker in New Zealand. In an interview published in the Times in August 2021, Leonie Walker regretted having allowed baby angel Geronimo to leave New Zealand. Of course, she could not undo that. And the more you know about baby angel Geronimo, the more outrage builds up, and in addition to the outrage that already exists about the cruelty, the calculated cruelty. Currently, in the last 1 week, the most overhyped member of the British royal family, Anne Windsor, has been featuring in the mainstream newspapers, and they have been accusing the horse that she was riding of having caused the injuries. Concussion is the word that has been used to describe what she suffered and went into hospital for. No mention of the horse. So this is dystopian, this is corrupt to the core, and this is the kind of evilness dominating the mentality of the most highly privileged people in the society that is denied. There is no civilization, and there is no justice, and there is no transparency, there is no accountability, There is no fairness at all. Baby angel Geronimo was repeatedly accused of being ill, which he wasn't. He cannot be ill because when he was in New Zealand, Leonie Walker carried out the usual tests on him and he produced no evidence of any illness. When he came to England, southwest England, Helen MacDonald, who is a trained veterinary nurse and is very experienced in the looking after of animals, especially the animals of alpaca family, let's say. But in good faith, she allowed the depraved DEFRA's agents to carry out a test. Now, they didn't carry out a test at all. What they did was to fabricate a series of events. They fabricated a series of events to produce the worst possible outcome to suit their purpose, which was to produce a finding that baby angel Geronimo was a threat to other animals. Now, he wasn't. He isn't. He cannot be. Because in South Gloucestershire, where Helen MacDonald produced an enclosure specially designed to keep baby angel Geronimo in his own personal enclosure, far from other animals. So he was physically not in contact with other animals. Not that he needed to be specifically separated, but even if theoretically there was any chance of any connection occurring between him and the other alpacas, it could not happen because physically Geronimo was and is separately situated and accommodated from the other animals. When it went to the various court cases brought by Helen MacDonald, essentially, to establish the truth, which was that the tests that the depraved DEFRA carried out were lies manufactured. And the evidence that the depraved DEFRA gave itself admitted the lies that the depraved DEFRA agents or agencies created a falsehood, a false series of tests. Having admitted that admission, the High Court judge Griffiths defied the evidence, defied the truth, defied the due process, defied the rule of law, and said that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that baby angel Geronimo was innocent. It doesn't matter that baby angel Geronimo was free from any illness, disease. He said that the Secretary of State is entitled to ignore the evidence. The Secretary of State is entitled to ignore the evidence and go ahead with the program of destroying perfectly healthy baby angel Geronimo, which is what their agenda had been from the word go. Now, look at all the claims made in the inquiry, currently still in process, I think. The inquiry into the post office scandal, the Horizon computer system, and the false framing of nearly 1,000 sub postmistresses and sub postmasters by the post office bureaucracy, which accused the innocent sub postmasters and postmistresses of being guilty. This is exactly what the bureaucracy does. And it has been more than 20 years, in fact, over which the post office has been lying against innocent sub postmistresses and sub postmasters. One sub postmistress called Seema Malhotra. Is it Seema Malhotra? I'll check the second name and update the correction if that is appropriate, relevant. Seema Malhotra was a sub postmistress, and she was months pregnant when she was prosecuted, and based on the lies given by an expert witness used by the post office liars, she was found guilty and she was imprisoned despite the fact that she was pregnant, several months pregnant, probably 7 months pregnant. Now, her name is not Malhotra, she's called Seema Misra, M-I-S-R-A. Just remember the correct name, Seema Misra. And the expert witness, most recently during the inquiry in the last, let's say, 5 days or so, expressed his apology to Seema Misra. And as he is absolutely perfect, she told him to get lost. She still doesn't understand why he lied. So the campaign named after the baby angel Geronimo, manifesto editions, is very much current and very much real, very much to do with the reality of what goes on in the United Kingdom. One of the commentators, Melanie McDonough, who is described as a London Evening Standard columnist in the Evening Standard, which is said to be closed as a weekly printed outlet sometime in August, condemned Starmer for daring to call Sunak a liar. Now, how does that stand in context? Because McDonough is quite happy not only to condone other lies, but actually perpetrate her own lies as per the agenda. It's not as per the evidence. It's not as per the objective evidence, but it's as per her personal career objectives. Of course, Keir Starmer is a liar himself, and Rishi Sunak is a liar as well. So to even make the point that Keir Starmer made some immoral error, anti-democratic error, because he called the liar a liar. This is absolutely in contrast with the role played by Melanie McDonough and her ilk, her likes, right across Fleet Street, the British media, print media, the BBC, Sky News and Channel 4, etc. And we'll come to Channel 4 about Clacton in a minute. So these people are liars. They are not tellers of the truth. So the comments that they're making in the lead up to the election on the 4th of July are comments that are intended to further brainwash and entrench the ignorance of the people who are ignorant as little Englanders. Now, Channel 4 News has been one of the outlets that has actually published news that one of the candidates, one of the supporters, one of the candidates of Nigel Farage's deformed party has said that migrants crossing the channel from France to England should be shot, murdered. Now, this is in addition to the other comments that have been made by Nigel Farage himself and other candidates. And yet the media keeps saying, well, the overall media keeps saying that Farage is overtaking the current Conservative Party because more voters want to vote for the Reform Party. The Reform Party has been spreading the lie on bus stops and other places, saying vote reform, and say, what are they going to save Britain from? On the other hand, the only thing that they are going to save Britain from is sanity, rationality, any remnant of sanity and rationality. We shall be, of course, continuing on all of these in the later editions. This is 22 minutes 45 seconds, ending at 05:21 GMT on Friday, 28th of June 2024.